Welcome back to Additional Inc. We are joined today by Freddy Rivera, top 16 finish at DLC Richmond. And also, as always, I have Eric Oceans Tempest here with me today, hanging out, showing off the luxurious locks. Thank you guys for coming back and hanging out with us, Additional Inc. today. This is going to be a fun little podcast episode here on the Ink Tank. So, Freddy, for those that don't know you, why don't we just do a little introduction? Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, I'm Freddy Rivera. I currently live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I moved down from New York about, I want to say 6 years ago now, in 2019 before COVID. And been playing Lorcana since the game came out. Before that, played some Yu-Gi-Oh! Nothing super serious, but that was just like a childhood game. I've been playing that elementary school, middle school, college, and then just got into Lorcana after COVID, and here we are.
Okay, awesome. How's everybody's week been so far? It's been like we're getting that pre-winter spell hype, like right before release. How's everybody's week been going?
Not bad. I think we've seen all the reveals now, so we got the full set. I don't like typically building too much before I see everything, but now that's done, I'm gonna take time, go through the Dreamborn database and read every card and see where we're at, and go from there. I think this set's gonna be pretty exciting. A lot more color pairings get some play. Like instead of just seeing mirror matches or like the core top 3 decks, looking for a little shake up.
Eric, how's your week been?
Dude, I am getting my drone certification to become drone pilot.
Okay.
So the whole week has just been grinding, gaining knowledge, learning about drones. That's exhausting. So I'm excited for the weekend.
Are you planning to deploy a drone at a DLC for some inside information?
Yeah, because that's safe.
I do agree with you, Freddie. I like to wait for the sets revealed, but I mean, it's hard to not see reveals as they happen and be like, oh, this good combo.
Yeah.
But then there's always like a card that comes and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Like in set 7, like we got Bell, like it was one of the last cards revealed. And that card was format defining to the point where we RIP lost our boy Hiram in Force Sphere.
Thank God.
No, sir.
Dude, I was depressed for like 2 weeks.
Did you not vet this guest, Oceans? Okay. Okay.
You guys have fun with your Hirams and draw a million cards. That's cute. I'm gonna play this wheel.
That's why we played wheel too, brother.
I don't know. It wasn't the same.
I love set 4 meta, man, where we were like no wheel versus wheel, like because players had to respect the wheel whether you had it or not. And then once they figured out if you're on no wheel, like locals, then you put the wheel back in for a week or two, and like it was great.
I don't think I took out wheel until Horizon came out.
Okay.
And then I swapped to Horizons toward the end of rotation. That was a lot of fun. I like that a lot.
I remember testing an Amber Steel deck that was like the Beyond the Horizon and the Whole New World. We were just turn 1 Cindy, turn 2 Vanessa. We're just gaming. We're going.
Yep. I tried the same thing. I played around with both of them in the same deck for a while, and then I think it was Nazif. One of my buddies was like, just play one or the other, and it landed up being Horizon, just because of the disruption, and like people weren't used to it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like super sneaky. They're like, oh, you're setting up for a wheel.
Bro, I love some like card deception. We were talking on the pre-show, like me playing Godmother, like that's like that card got read 15 times during DLC Richmond. It's always fun. You slam that thing down and they're like, what does this do?
Yeah, no, that card's crazy. I literally don't know anyone who's ever played it. So props to you.
We're mad lads over here sometimes. Sapphire Steel gamers, we got to do something.
Crazy people.
Freddy, did you ever play the BTH Dad Blast combo?
No, I didn't play the discard version.
You dad blasted him.
I more or less just played it like my standard Whole New World build with the aggro in it, and then like beasts to keep the card draw going in my favor. It was a fun list. I liked it a lot. Yeah, I feel like Beast could come back. Like that should be a good reprint, but I doubt that one will ever come back.
I don't know if you saw. We had a card reveal for Fabled. It was the Hercules Bodyguard reprint, and I filmed part of the reveal was like I had this mantle of like Sapphire Steel like staples, and unfortunately I correctly guessed what wasn't coming back, and Beast was up on that wall, and like swords and Cogsworth, and I was just like, man. It hurt.
So many good cards. I'm happy Cogsworth is not back. That clock is a menace. I see him ticking back there. Like I think he single-handedly was the reason I got knocked out in the LCQ season 1. I could not get past double clock.
Did we ever get a 1-drop Cogsworth in any color?
Purple.
Yep,
There's the rush one.
Yeah, the one that gives rush.
Bro,
that card's really cool.
if he was legal, you could shift Cogsworth on 3, man, and Blurple.
I mean, that would be pretty good for Blurple. I'm not gonna lie to you, but man, I hated that clock. And he just smiles at you as he sits there. And
He's had all the wisdom. He's the grandfather clock, you know?
You just get to watch the excitement drain in your opponent as their steel cards do nothing.
yeah, my storms just draw me a card. They do no damage.
You're like, that's cute.
When Daisy came out, we were like dooming and glooming in Sapphire Steel. Like we had Argus, and that was like we were like, oh, this, it's Argus for Daisy fit trade. What I started doing was playing Noi, and I would popsicle turn 1, Noi turn 2. Noi gains ward and resist 1 when you have an item at play.
Okay,
And then I would fishbone on 3, and then Cogs, and then Tink. So the deck works really well versus like Amber Steel, Green Steel discard. Like we're just taking all of that value.
that's crazy.
Better times. This, Hiram's there too, so he witnessed it.
Don't miss him.
All right, we'll just get off. I don't know. We have to go an episode without mentioning Hiram. That's my fault, but one day we'll get there. So Freddie, you went to DLC Richmond.
Yep.
Top 16. Big congratulations, man! That's an incredible achievement. And I understand your run was ended by the eventual DLC champion, so you can't feel too bad about that.
Yep, Mr. Fungus took me out in top 16, but at least he won the whole thing. Lost to the champ, so can't feel so bad. But it was funny because I had recently just played him in Atlanta at Charlie's Collectible, and he knocked me out there too. So it's fitting.
I didn't realize you were going to CCS like that, man. We're about to like connect a little bit more. We're running in the same circles a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. We'll hang out. We'll go hit the bar or something.
I'll bring Cogsworth along.
Great time. No, you got to leave the clock at home.
He'll just wear like a necklace, like was it Logan Paul does with the charge?
Yeah. But
just
get him
For Indy. That's what I do.
rated one. There you go.
But no, man, it does always kind of feel a little bit better when the person who knocks you out of a tournament like goes on to take the whole thing, because then you're like, oh, okay, it wasn't like bad, I guess.
Yeah.
But you got that awesome. You got your Nats invites. You got the Elsa playmat, super awesome playmat. Some stuff that a lot of people don't have at this moment. But you got to look forward to Nationals and hopefully Worlds, depending on how you do there, man. We'll be cheering you on for sure.
I'm really gonna be trying for Worlds. I'm trying to win Nats. Like I didn't get a chance to play season 1. Like I never got a ticket. I was always on the wait list, never came off. The only reason I was in Vegas was because I was judging. Everybody got a ticket except me, but I still wanted to go. So I was like, all right, let's see if I can work it. And then the only one I got was the LCQ in Cali, and I got one-shotted by Blue Steel.
Oof.
Go figure.
Bro, Vegas was a fun DLC. I had a couple memorable plays. I did play another spicy deck. That was probably a bad choice, but that was where I really discovered the Noi combo on the Sunday event. But round 3, I sat down versus a green steel player, and they played down Bucky, and they were trying to play Bucky as if it was pre-errata. And I remember having to call a judge over, and I was like, how did you make it 2 other rounds?
I mean, I guess he played some new players that didn't even realize what was going on.
And it almost caught me slipping too, because I forgot that he's playing the old Bucky, and at one point I had I don't know, whatever in hand for targeting, and I forgot that Bucky no longer had ward because it's on the card.
Yep.
So I mean, but yeah, Vegas was wild, man.
Yeah, it was a good time though. I had a lot of fun in Vegas.
So we covered your past DLC experience. Shall we talk about let's pull up your deck list for Richmond that you ran?
Yeah, and then talk about your matchups. What'd you see? Some other stuff you faced, all that.
Yeah, so going into Richmond, I was hoping to see a lot of purple steel. That was not the case. I don't want to say unfortunately because I did pretty well, but I kept running into dogs. I think dogs was 8-9% of the meta, and I was just in the dog bracket. I think I played 4 or 5 rounds out of 12 against dogs, and I played, I think it was red purple round 1, so aggro-ish. Round 2 dogs. Round 3 my first loss, dogs. I played them, I want to say round...
Dogs gotta begin.
9 and round 10, and then there was another one in the middle there somewhere. Like, every time I sat down, I'm like, how am I still running into these guys? They're 8% of the room, and at this point, I've seen one purple steel. Like, what's going on here,
brother? It happens. When I was playing that Noi deck that I mentioned in like Seattle, I was like prep for Amber Steel, Ruby Amethyst. It all worked for. But you know what I saw all day? Red Blue, which I just split with all day at 2 game format. So it happens. But man, you fought through it.
Yeah, and I think that was It was a lot of testing leading up because I was very, very scared of dogs. Like, I knew I was going to play Blurple. I'd been playing it since rotation. It was the only deck that made sense for me to actually like try to make a run at it. I didn't want to punt and play, I don't know, something that I wasn't comfortable with, like green blue. I could have played purple steel, but like I don't enjoy playing that deck, so I feel like if I'm not having fun with it, I'm probably just gonna not play as well.
That's fair.
So I just stuck with Blurple, and it was trying to figure out what was the best plan, kind of, to, if I run into dogs, at least have a shot. So that's where like I went with the 4 Rafiki, 4 Basil. So I wanted to make sure I saw 1 drop as much as possible. The Cheshire Cat needed missing ramp. It doesn't feel so bad when you can go 1 drop 1 shop and into Cheshire, and they're staring at like Basil, Rafiki, and the cat. And it's like, go ahead, you can go sideways if you want. I
dare you.
Missing, yeah, like it's fine. So I wasn't too worried about that. And then also running like the guidebooks. It's not the best turn 3 plan, but it's there. It's something to do. Like you're not just sitting there kind of like before set 10, where was it, Fabled meta, like you really, if you missed ramp, you really didn't have much to do. You were kind of just sitting there. Like you maybe played a Hypnotize on 3 and drew a card. It was kind of bad. So I thought the Cheshire Cat was a really big boost to the deck. So I wanted to make sure I had at least 3. I didn't want to see him all the time, in other matchups, but I definitely wanted to see him for the more aggro purple steel matchups, because I think you can get really grindy with the Cheshire Cats in like purple mirrors. And then the other tech card I put in for dogs, mainly dogs, but it worked into purple steel too, was the Mona 4-drop. That Challenger 2 to hit the tramp when he comes down before they can Under the Sea the rest of your board, massive. So, and that happened a lot in the dogs matchup. I saw Demono probably way more than I should have. Thank God, she saved me a lot. I think dogs players, like some of them were just like, oh yeah, I'll grab this Under the Sea and keep another card. Well, I have my Elsa, and this Demona's going to take out that tramp, and now you can't sing your Under the Sea, and they're sitting there with this 1 card, not doing anything, and I'm like, okay, it was definitely the Under the Sea. Now we can go. We can start cleaning up the board, and they're just sitting there with a brick in their hand. So Demona really came in clutch. Other than that, the rest of the deck is pretty standard. It's nothing too crazy. Dumbos, Genies, Iagos, Elsa's Bells. The 6-drop Demona was crazy. She won so many games. When you can just start chaining them, like that happened in my top, I want to say it was top 32 against, I believe his name was Izzy. He was like the 5th seed. He was playing Purple Steel, where there was a game where I was chaining 6-drop Demonas and clearing board and going sideways. And then there was a game where he was doing it to me. So like, that card could be really oppressive, especially when you can lock their Demona down or their Lexington, and they're just statues. They're never ready. So Demonas, the heavy 1-drop count, and making sure I had the Cheshire Cat when I needed him. I think the best upgrades the deck got. But yeah, it was a crazy run. I didn't expect to see that many dogs, and every time they sat down, I'm like, here comes the end of the run. But we pulled it out somehow.
Brother, and congrats to you, man. What was that feeling like once you I know, because the format's a little weird, right? So we play 7 rounds day 1, and you can finish day 1 7-0, and you're still not locked for day 2, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it was is it 8 rounds? I thought it was 8 rounds.
It's 8.
Yeah,
sorry, 8.
Yeah, 8. And then so I had my 2 losses in day 1 already. So
you had to win out day 2.
Yeah, every game mattered. Every match was do or die. So I took my losses in round 3, and then the other one was in round 7 to a Blurple mirror. I won the die roll, but I never had any follow up after Genie. I never saw Elsa. I didn't see my 5-drop Hades. Like nothing. It was just I was just dead. I had nothing to do. And then they the guy, I forget his name, but he had his Genie, his Elsa, clear mine, and then both games were pretty easy for him. Like they were really non-games. We were done really fast.
I imagine with the format, then like you go into day 2 and you have to win out the next 4 rounds, and that stress I imagine your stress level was like through the roof, and you probably had that huge sigh of relief once you made top 32, right?
Oh yeah, it was great. Anything after that was gravy. You know, whenever the run came to the end, it is what it is. But just making day 2 was the goal. Then it was okay. Let's see if we can make top 32. It's like, oh, okay. Well, let's see if we can go top 16. Can we get to top 8? And then, you know, we fell short at the top 8. One away from the Gold Mickey Club.
That's all right, brother. You can get it at Nats. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We're not done.
No, you're not done at all, brother. We had a teammate playing Blurple, and he went 7-1 in day 1. And then day 2, he had his run. I don't remember if it was round 10 or 11. He had his run, you know, finished by DKP on a mirror match. And I was like, bro, you can't even feel bad about that. The world champ took you out, you know?
It happens, man. You know, when you start playing at those high tables, everyone knows exactly what they're doing. There's rarely a misplay. And sometimes it just comes down to fatigue. It's like, all right, well, I know you're really good, and I think I'm pretty good too. You're 13, 14 rounds deep at that point, playing for 2 days. Someone is going to make a mistake eventually. Maybe mull wrong, ink the wrong card. So I think that's like where some of those games are won and lost.
Yeah, I mean, so we all have like good days and bad days as players, right? And sometimes that variance, if you're in a multi-day tournament, like it can just happen like that, right? So like, do you have any like tips for players, right? Like how to deal with those like bad days versus good days when they're playing the game, right? Because like how to take losses, or I don't know. Just got any tips for players?
Yeah.
Like trying to be a little better?
So I think for newer players, I never be scared to lose. Like there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser. Like you're just playing a game for fun at the end of the day. So, you know, there's some prizing on the line, but like that's whatever. You're there to enjoy the game, so like never be afraid to lose. Just play, you know. For fatigue on these longer events, like if you've never done it before, you kind of gotta just like try one for the first time and see how it feels. I don't know how to really explain that. Like you would think, oh, I'm just sitting there for, I don't know, 9 hours today and maybe 8 hours tomorrow sitting down playing cards. How hard could it be? It's a lot, man. You wouldn't think about it, but like at the end of day 2, I was shot. Like I didn't want to see a card again. I didn't want to read another one. I didn't want to think about play lines. I was like, yeah, thanks, Fungus. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go take a break now.
That decision fatigue is a very real thing, and I like some of my locals who've like thought about going to DLC and stuff. I've always recommended them to go to like an event like CCS first. Like it's a good
for sure.
kind of warm up. It's a lot of rounds, a lot of players. So if you have the opportunity to go to something like that prior to a DLC, it can help you get a little bit of exposure to what it might be like.
No, I 100% agree. Just getting your foot in the door on your first one, you know, don't expect to win the whole thing. Just go in trying to see how the day flows, so that you have an idea at these bigger DLCs, and know what you're in for. You know, so like my first big events were pretty much the SSG ones down here in South Florida, and those were long days too. Like I remember I think the first one I played in, I made it to top, but like I was really tired at the end. I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, those ones went from like 10 a.m. to like sometimes midnight.
Yeah, like they were all day. They were long. They were fun but long. So like that was my prep. And they were kind of the only events that I said, I couldn't get a ticket to anything season 1. So like those were my big events. But yeah, that I think you just getting your foot in the door and feeling it out is part one. And then other than that, for like new players, like I said, don't be scared to lose. Don't be afraid to like just play your game. The other thing is like just make easy decisions easy. If you've been playing your deck and you know what you need, the repetition and practice is going to make those quick, easy mulls. And turn 1 through 4 is, if you look at Blurple, for example, your turn 1 through 4 is basically the same thing every time. 1-drop, ramp, genie, Elsa, go from there. That's the easy play. You do that as so many times. It's just like you auto do it. You don't have to think about it, which gives you times to think of the harder plays later down the line. So if you make the easy stuff easy, you have more mental capacity to make the harder decisions when you need to. But that comes with a lot of practice and a lot of reps.
Yeah, and to your point of like not being afraid to lose, like sometimes it's just not going to be your day. It's just not going to be your game, and that's okay. I know some players can take it pretty hard, be pretty hard on themselves. Like, oh, I messed up. I did this, that, and the other. And if there is a decision point that you think that you could have done something differently, that's fine. That's where we learn from it, right? Like me and Eric have a friend who played Radigan, the one that requires you to ink each turn or it's banished in a set champs. He played it with no other cards in hand, and so he played it, and then it banished itself because he couldn't ink, and then he lost the match. And like we never do that again because we learned from those, right?
Yeah, you don't be afraid to make the mistake, because then when you do it, you learn and you'll never do that thing again. That's just how these things go. That's with everything. Just don't be afraid.
Eric, got any input?
Yeah, no, I have a question for him.
What's up?
So I've been trying to sneak this one in for a minute, but like, so you're talking about how like you're not afraid to lose. We're playing this game for fun. It's enjoyable. You're supposed to have fun at the end of the day. But like on those long days, your top cut tables, like what's going through your brain, knowing that like each game, it can be like thousands of dollars worth of prizing. Like it is high stakes at every moment.
I never thought of it. Thought of the prizing. Gabe, you guys know Gabe. My buddy. Every round was just like, we're just playing locals. We're playing for pins. Don't even worry about it. So the prizing was never in the back of my head. Obviously, I knew each round what was like I could win. Like when I sat down against Fungus, I'm like, all right, this is my gold Mickey round. If I win this, I get the gold Mickey. Like I knew it was there, but I wasn't afraid to not win it. You know what I mean? I just focused on the game. If I won and I got it, awesome. It's there. Did I feel bad? Yeah. Like I would love a gold Mickey. That'd be sick. But it's the prizing second. I wanted it to play for me. Like I wanted to see how high I could go. I never really thought about how much this game is worth. I'd worry about that later. Like when they hand you the Elsa mat, I'm like, oh, cool, right in the backpack, back to the game. I'll look at it later. I don't got time for that right now.
But you know what I mean? So they handed it out between rounds? I did not know that.
Yeah. So when you win your Elsa card, they handed us the Elsa card and the Simba card at the table for 32. And then when you move to 16, they came around and then they handed you the mat. After 16, they come around, they hand you the Mickey. So it's every round they're handing you the prize, not all at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm shuffling here, guys. Like, I ain't got time for this.
Yeah, and like you're setting up, and they're just like, here you go, here's your mat, and I'm like, cool, right in the backpack, back to the game. Prizing was secondary. It was never a thought when I was in game.
I think that's great advice. I mean, and players can even take that to like when they're playing set champs, right? And they're locals, right? You make top cut. We know that there's no second place mat anymore, so you gotta get to the win, right? Like, okay, cool. I've got my card. We're just gonna play this top cut out and just have fun with it.
Yeah, if you get the mat, you get the mat. If not, try again next time. It's not the end of the world, Like, sure, it's fun to win these things, but I just have fun playing the game. The prize, never a thought when I'm sitting down at the table. If I get it, cool. If not, whatever.
I think that's a great way to take pressure off of yourself as a player too, to be honest.
Yeah,
because you sit down and play, and I can totally see some players that even like at set champs, at these bigger events, they like start getting into like the top cut, and they're like, oh, and that stress level just rises, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I'm a top 4. Oh, I can get a chance to play Met next. Oh, but this person's a top 4 and 2, and I have to worry about them. And like, I like to play
the guy in front of you.
Yeah, I like to play the game. I enjoy playing the game, win or lose. You're allowed to be upset at some losses, but just give yourself some grace, guys.
Yeah, just enjoy the moment.
And
it's a hobby. It's a card game. We're just here to have some fun. So like, don't be too hard on yourself.
For sure. For those who's had the pleasure to play Freddy, I have once. He's like easily the calmest.
Me too.
You have terrible hands.
It was so bad.
But like, you're so calm and collected while playing, like nothing bothers you. So like, even though we were playing and you like, this was when Fable came out for the case tournament, he missed his 1 and 2 drops with Amber Steel.
Yeah.
And
Oof.
It's just game over. But like, you're just like so calm and enjoying it. And then when I had the opportunity to watch you in, I think it was Milwaukee, you're playing the Infinity against an individual, and he was making some plays, and you're just like, all right, this is cool. We're just having a good time. You're like laughing, joking the whole time. Like, you can definitely see how calm of a player he is and like how much he enjoys it just by being around him.
So you're a chatty guy when you're playing, joking around and stuff?
It depends on the vibe. Like if this was the side events for Infinity, like the 3-rounder. So like it's more casual. If I catch the vibe where like you want to talk, I'll talk with you. If you want to just say your moves and that's it, I'm cool with that too. At the higher tables, I'm not like chatting your ear off, going, so what did you have for breakfast? Like, I'm not trying to get in your head or anything and like throw you off. But like, if you want to talk, I'll talk with you. If you don't want to, it's cool. I'll look at the ceiling or something. You just tell me when you're done. I do that a lot. Like, I kind of just look around when I know they're thinking or something, and like I don't like to rush people's plays. So like I said, it's kind of like a vibe thing. If you want to talk, I'll talk. And then if it's like locals though, and like I know you, we're just playing for fun. So like let's chat. Yeah,
I agree. It's a vibes thing, right? Like, but I was just curious if you're doing like the Ed stare, right? Like I was staring down my opponent the whole time, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? A lot of players, they'll like just be staring down at their own board, looking at their cards. It's whatever. But I'm definitely the vibes guy too. Like if player wants to chat, we'll chat it up, we'll chop it up. Matter of fact, I think one of Eric's buddies, I played the Infinity event in Richmond. And that was probably the most fun match I had all weekend. Green Steel versus Blue Steel. We were just chopping it up the whole time. We had a judge watching. They were like trying to keep their composure. We're like, come on, no, sit down. We're hanging out. We're having fun. So and I think that the fact that you can be serious and chop it up in the same event, like that just makes the game more fun.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, I don't want to make it how do I say this? I don't want to have people feel pressured into talking, so like you feel it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just go from there, because there are some quiet people and they just want to be there and just play their game. I respect that. So but when you can get that cool vibe and like you're just chilling playing the card game, all right, cool, great games, see you later. Especially like where Eric said he was watching the Infinity games, like that pod we had, everybody was cool. We were just chilling, having fun, getting some last minute tickets. So it was a good vibe,
You know what?
Those are the most fun matches.
You know what opens it up? Playing stuff like Godmother, right? Like opponents sit down, they're super serious. You play that card, they're like, "What?" You hit it with them a couple times, they're like, "Whoa, wait a minute!" You start putting their guard down. Next thing you know, they're making bad decisions. No, I'm kidding, but
you're gonna have to send me this list. You're hyping it up, man. I like it.
I don't know what it's gonna look like for Winter Spell, but I can send you the previous one. We can cook from there, brother.
Sounds good.
How did you land on Blurple for your choice for Richmond?
Well, Amber Steel got rotated out, so that was off the table immediately. I didn't want to play the aggro version. Oh man,
get that out of here.
That deck is so much fun.
What's that?
I can't wait for Indy.
What's that, Cogsworth? You're happy it's gone?
Man, no. So yeah, Amber Steel out the window. You had the aggro deck, but I didn't want to play the Tiana protect everything. Like I only got strength now. I wasn't feeling it. So at the beginning of Fabled, I just said let's try Blurple. It seemed consistent enough where I could do some take advantage of things like ramp. Like I never played ramp before, so like let's play a genie on 3 instead of 4, like get things out earlier, and I kind of like that idea, so I just picked it and ran with it, and I was having fun with it, so I stuck with it. A lot of things is if I'm not having fun with it, I won't play it. Like pre-rotation red blue, that was not my vibe.
Yeah,
I can play the deck. I don't have fun doing it, so I'm not going to play it well. So having fun is like a big thing with the deck for me. And if I can't do that, it's not going to be in the rotation.
Okay. I have another question. I think Eric's got a question for you, actually. I'm just going to prompt you, Eric, since you're being quiet.
Oh, me trying to read it because I ain't got my glasses on. No. So with your decks, are you like a max rarity player playing base cards? What is your deck looking like?
Pre-rotation, everything was foiled. No enchanteds. Too rich for my pockets. But every card was foiled except for my Rapunzels, which were the DLC promos, so non-foil Rapunzels. And then now I've been slowly getting each of these cards foiled. Like I had some of them foiled already, like Elsa's and Genie's. But it's more or less all foiled. No enchantments though. I collect some, and then the ones that I don't want, I'll trade or sell.
You're not on Hector's Lovely yet?
No, I can't do that, man. 4 Hades, 4 Mauis, 4 Tammys. Like, nah, I can't do that.
I'm trying to find my blue steel deck.
Oh, I bet. Like between blue steel, red blue, those decks are crazy. I mean, Blurple has a decent amount of enchanteds too. Like,
there's only one card I wouldn't play in there, and it's the Elsa promo, right? Just because those came out bad.
Yeah, I mean, those weren't great. I tried them. I recently just started. My wife has a Cricket, so she has like one of those control teed irons. Mm-hmm. I've been trying to iron them out, and they're pretty straight now.
Okay.
So we're gonna test them out again. But yeah, I don't know what they did that they just come pre-bent like that.
I'm not gonna like flex the entire deck, but
here we go.
It hurts to look at. It is too bright.
But I have my 4 enchanted Tinkerbells, and they've been to every DLC I've been at. Well, except for one. I did trade one to Rochelle at one point, so I have a rookie in here that's only been to 2 DLCs.
Nice.
And then I have a misprint Hades, if I can find him really quick.
A misprint Hades?
It says D's.
No way.
Yeah, I'm just going to drop these on the table.
That's crazy. You pulled it?
A buddy of mine didn't. He instantly hit me up. He's like, you want this? Let's see if we can get it on there. So it just says D's. I know that's not a great angle, but...
Wow. That's cool. See, all right. If someone came up to me with that, I would put that in the deck. Like, sure, we'll put the one off in there.
Well, just we started asking that question because there's been this big discourse online about like, okay, are we playing max rarity? Are we playing min rarity? I know some people that have gone from playing max rarity to they're just going to do foils now, or they're going to go min rarity because there's been this discourse online of like there might be a judge called on you for whatever. Even Eric himself, he has an enchanted Arthur before Richmond. He's like, hey, can you bring a regular Arthur just in case for me?
Yeah.
I like playing my shiny cards.
Yeah, I think you should just play with the cards you want to play with. If let me put it to you this way: if half your deck is bent the same way, how are you going to pick one card out from the other? But I would say if you can, either try to play as many foils as possible, or as the least amount of foils as possible. Like don't have a 60 card deck and 4 cards out of the whole deck are the ones that are bent.
Well, that's so I can find them.
Exactly.
No, I'm kidding.
So, I would say go one way or the other, because then you if you can't pick the card out, then it's not really marked. Like it would also come down to like what the judge call is on it. But like in my book, if the whole deck looks the same, like if it's all foiled and they're all pringled, play with the deck. You're good.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're playing enchanted stuff, I always like. I know not everyone likes double sleeving, but I like to double sleeve. I feel like it makes the shuffle a little bit easier. It does help with some of the curling issues. I like the dopamine hit from flipping my enchanted over, slamming it down on the table. if you like Freddie said, if you have questions, you can always ask the judge of the event. And you can always just have the non-enchanted, non-foil versions ready to go. So just worst case scenario, you just swap them out.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Like I have extra cards in my deck, in case that ever did happen. So being prepared is the right thing to do. Like if you're not sure, bring the extra copy. You can ask the judge before the event or like between rounds, and if they say, yeah, no, this isn't good, well, you don't have to go to the vendor and rush and try to buy them. You have them already with you. Just swap them out real quick and you're good to go.
And put them in a separate deck box, so that way
don't put them in the same deck box.
You get deck checked. You know, it's not some craziness. Put them in a separate deck box, or and maybe a different color sleeve if you can. You know, whatever.
Yeah, different color sleeve, different deck box. Like I have a deck box that has two deck boxes in it. I use that for locals, but when I go to these events, I switch to a singular deck box where it's just so that there's never any confusion when they go to deck check. Because like they would go, the judge doesn't know. He's like, oh, he pulls out a red green deck and it says you're playing Blurple. Like what's going on here? So put your deck in one box, and then put your extra
minimize the chances of something going wrong, right? Of a misunderstanding or whatever. Put yourself in a spot for success. So we talked about your run. We talked about your past DLC experiences, which last year wasn't much. You know, luck of the draw.
Nah, very unfortunate.
So we know you got Nats coming up. Any future DLCs you're hoping to attend, or maybe in future events?
Well, I want to play Indy because it's Infinity. I can play Amber Steel again. So hopefully we can get a ticket to that. Other than that, like I don't think I'll be going to many of these CCQs or like extra Charlie's events because you know, I got the Nats invite. That was the goal for going to these things, so I can kind of save that money and use it on the trips for Nats and maybe Indy. You know, so I'll still be playing, but like I don't know if I'll go to any of these other smaller ones. Before that. That's
fair, but I mean, if you do, like you're just passing down an invite to the rest of us. So.
I don't know, man. Those ones are hard. One invite, rooms. What? Charlie's was how many people? It was pretty big.
It's like this. I think it might have been between 200-300. Like it was pretty decent. I don't remember the exact number.
Pretty good size rooms. Like those. I think those smaller rooms like that, instead of the DLC where it's 2,000 people and like you can get put into these random brackets. Like it really is luck of the draw. Those smaller rooms like at Charlie's and at like SSG when they used to have them, you see the top people really fast.
It was a sweat
it's hard. Like those smaller rooms are really hard to win in.
It sounds like Ink coming up and some of these other CCQs coming up are going to be that exact same thing because you just hear people making their plans. Like there's some names going, there's some known players, and good luck, guys.
Yeah, like definitely good luck.
Well, that's why those
very, very tough.
Those SSG tournaments are rough because it'd be like 170 players, maybe 120, and it'd be like 4 Worlds qualifiers. And you're like, cool.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I just remember like going to a set champs in Jacksonville one time and going like undefeated in Swiss, and there were like a Nats qualified player and some people that made day 2 in season 1, and I was like, cool, I feel really good about myself. And then I like lost to a mirror in a top 8. So, but we take it though, right? You know?
Yeah. But those, I think those rooms make you better though. So if you do have the chance to go to them, definitely do it. Like you'll really tighten up your skill, get to play some of the bigger guys quicker. Like you'll have a better shot to play them in that small room than you would at a DLC where like you may not see them in Swiss, you know? Sure, you could, but like it's much harder to catch like a Jonathan Williams or someone in Swiss at a DLC than it is at maybe this Baltimore Ink event, you know?
Well, we wish you luck in the future endeavors. When Indy was announced as Infinity as a Sapphire Steel player, that instantly was the only DLC I cared about initially. We were going to try for all of them, but I would not be surprised if Worlds has an Infinity component this year.
Well, they might. Based on what they did last year, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of the Worlds format last year. I thought like the sealed part was a little gimmicky. Like it's fun. I don't think that was the setting to do it. But I hope. Ideally for me, like if I did make Worlds, I've been playing core all the way up into it. if them mixing in Infinity with Indie is going to be tricky, because I would want the Worlds event to just be core, like play a full however many rounds of the game that we've been playing for the last year, and then see what won that year's Worlds, like what deck was the best that year. I'm not a huge fan of mixing and matching in the same event.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather play one thing if I'm going to that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's totally fair. I mean, with their I don't want to say insistence, that's not the right word, but their concept of like, they want a player who wins Worlds to be like good at limited, good at all the formats, right?
Yeah.
I do think that it's kind of inevitable that we see some sort of Infinity, if they keep that same mindset of Infinity format there. My only complaint from Worlds, besides the obvious not being open, and things changing, was when the Hiram ban happened, they said that they didn't want to see that deck at Worlds, knowing that they were doing triple deck format. So that it wouldn't have really mattered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could have left it alone, and then you get to ban a deck anyway. So it's like, all right, I don't want to play against that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a little weird. First year, so I don't want to be too hard on them. You got to do the feeling out process and whatnot, and seeing what works, what people want to watch and stuff. So I get it.
I just realized
they got to
I
make
did it
the
again.
decision that they think is best.
I brought us back to Hiram again unintentionally.
We gotta add a counter of how many times you bring up Hiram, Forestier, and Cogs.
Look, man, Cogs is inevitable, bro. He's just there all the time. I think he follows me around at this point.
All right. Well, with the new set coming out, we asked you to pick a few cards you're definitely excited for. And would you like to expand on those?
Yeah, sure. Picked up cards that for Blurple, since that's probably the deck I'm going to be starting with again.
Okay.
As much as I saw all the Amber and Steel cards come out, where that's home. Maybe we go back there. At the beginning of the set, I kind of just like to stick with the deck that I've been playing. So I've just been looking at mainly the purple and blue, Amethyst and Sapphire cards. So like this Genie, I don't know if this would really fit in Blurple, but it's a cool card and I like it a lot. Add an extra lore for however many cards are under it. So like this Genie could get out of hand real quick if you can't deal with it. So I thought that was really cool. And it's got a decent body on it too, 3/4, and it's inkable. Like when you don't need it, just ink it. Which is a big thing. But yeah, like I said, I think if you could protect this Genie, like imagine this thing questing for 6.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
I think it kind of fits like with Amethyst, where they didn't get a whole lot of like draw this set, which I'm fine with. That's perfectly okay. There's lots of answers in Amethyst for drawing cards.
Much more draw they need.
But this is in line with other Amethyst cards where it's like, you kind of have to answer this card, right? You cannot leave this just sitting around doing whatever it wants to do.
No, absolutely not. This card could get out of hand real fast if you don't deal with it. I think they picked the right stat line for it too. Like it's not super defensive, like where it could have been like a 3/5. I think the 5 is pushing it. I think 4 is the perfect number for this one. But yeah, dude, if you can protect this thing, I think you can do a lot of damage with it. So,
bro, there might be I think this set, we haven't mentioned it, but like we talked a little bit about like different color pairings and stuff, but I think we're gonna just see some new deck types, right? There's room to grow, especially maybe not fully viable this set, but once rotation happens with the next set, after the next set, I'm not sure exactly when it happens, but I think it's after the next set. But once rotation happens, some of these cards will really come out. And this is like, you think about the Rue they just gave you, and like the Mickey Mouse and Sapphire that can move their cards that are under them and all that. So this Genie can just really like get out of hand super quick, like you said.
Yeah, I really like it. I don't know if it'll fit into Blurple. It probably finds its way into Amethyst Steel at first, or Amber Amethyst. But it's just something to look out for, and I thought it was a really good card.
Yeah. Maybe a different Blurple build. It's just not like the
I
traditional.
think you could like aggro it. So like you play Rue on 1, you play Mickey or whatever, 2-drop, and then you could go Alice and then like ward this thing up and boost the same turn. And then next turn it's questing for like 5.
I hate that you just put that out there.
Because you could like pitch the Rue under it, you could give it ward again, you boost it, and like that's insane.
That could be something.
It's insane.
Coming to a CCQ near you. Sapphire, Amethyst aggro. All right, we'll move on to the next one.
Got next. Yes.
Isis
the Ice
Vanderchill.
Queen. Yeah. I really like the tap effects are always good. Elsa's been great in the 5 slot. This is just another way to tap down characters early. The stat line 4/4 is great. It'll definitely help you out. The only thing that I don't like, it's uninkable. I understand why. It's a great card. If it was inkable, I think this card's a 4 of in probably any Amethyst build.
It gives you 8 Elsas, and I understand the disappointment with inkable, because most of the time when an Amethyst card is powerful, it's automatically inkable, right? Like Dumbo inkable, Ursula inkable. So you guys aren't used to seeing uninkable cards unless they're like aggro.
Yeah, but no, this one's great. It's it's just another Elsa. So and the stat line on it is awesome. 4/4, nothing to shake your head about.
I definitely like this card because it definitely helps out with your dogs matchup. So, like, say you go Rafiki on 1, Sail, Tipo, whatever, drop this on 3, you're clearing a dude, you're already disrupting the numbers. And then next turn you're playing Elsa, and this is challenging something too. So, like, they can't get those dogs numbers for the Tramp 7. They can't get it big enough where they're singing Under the Sea, Circle of Life, stuff like that. Like, this card really is a good board buster.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Just disrupting your opponent's board earlier than they anticipated is a big thing. They're expecting Elsa on 5. Well, now you got this on 4. So it's good. I think it's a great card.
Questions, do you know where St. Canard is?
Was that like a fictional place?
It's where Darkwing Duck takes place. It's the city he protects.
Fictional for sure. For someone who's never seen the show. Pretty good guess.
Brother, as much as we've been talking about Darkwing Duck lately, you got to get on it.
Dude, I saw like 4 episodes of Gargoyles, so I'm not even on that one yet.
Oh my God. You got a lot of catching up to do.
Bro, just when you're getting ready, like when you're in the gym, bro, just put that on. Like you're on the treadmill, just put it on.
That is true.
All right.
I'm more dialed in my lifts though.
Why am I not clicked on here? Dang it. All right, next card.
Ben, I think this is the card I'm going to be starting with over
Isis.
The other card Isis. Whoever made this card said put all the text on it: Challenger, Rush, Evasive, and just throw it out there and see what happens. Like this card is crazy.
The only way
5/3 coming in.
The only way it could be worse if it said draw an exerted character.
I'm surprised it didn't say draw a card on play. It has everything you want in a card. You're gonna hit hard when it comes in. It could take care battle in the air for the evasive battles, and it rushes in. Like if it comes in and trades with something that's a bigger body, awesome. You got it. You got rid of it. And then if it sticks around, even better. Like you can use it for Dumbo abilities. You can maybe take a 2-for-1 with this. Like I don't really see a downside on this card. Even with the uninkable, I think this card's really good.
Yeah, no, this card and some testing I've done has definitely been a menace.
Yeah.
Because it could just come down anytime.
Yeah, it's you're always gonna be worried about this guy, and Challenger 3, so 5/3 coming in, like it's gonna pack a punch.
It's almost just like an Amethyst Maui, right? Like we're coming down for Russian, we're playing it on 4, and it's evasive,
and you don't need the Maui hook to make it evasive. So like it's a one-stop shop,
and it's just gonna quest otherwise. Like it's just gonna sit there. Yeah. This card is crazy.
This card's nice because it seems like it was an upgrade from the blue purple one they previously put out.
Oh, the Duel Link, yeah.
So the Duel Link one, it was like when you played it, something got reduced power and then still had rush on it. But then this is just like a significant upgrade to Savannah as a character.
This also feels like an upgrade to the purple Rush Challenger Scar that was uninkable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Had high hopes for that card. Never worked out.
They caught me slipping a couple times. I'm not gonna lie.
My buddy Nazif was running it for a hot second, trying to make that guy work. But I think this card just blows it out of the water.
Oh, 100%. All right, this card I think is actually really good, especially with the way the meta seems to be shaping up from playtesting. This card, I think it's going to be insane.
I think Tigger is going to be one of those cards in Amethyst builds that you're going to see a lot of. It's another way to disrupt your opponent's board. You can bounce your characters or your opponent's characters. Even better, you can bounce people's items. I don't know. I know there's a lot of items coming out. I don't remember how many are 2 costs or less, but like one thing I was thinking of was into the Amber Amethyst builds that have been flying around, just popping up their lanterns and throwing off their lines. Like they're getting super punished for just playing a lantern, and then I'm going, cool, take her on 3 and just keep going. Like you're putting them way. I think that you put them way behind if they play right into this. Like I think this card's really good, and the fact that you can bounce your opponent characters, items, locations, or your own, and it's inkable, and it hits for 4. That's a really good card. Even in the dogs matchup too. Like I know the tree that everybody
Grandmother Willow.
Yeah, Grandmother Willow. Everyone's doom and glooming. Just bounce it.
Yeah, throw it off.
Throw the line off. Bounce it up. Even if that's not there, bounce something else. Throw the math off. I think this card's going to be in a lot of Amethyst builds, and I'm going to be playing it at the start for sure. And it's a common, so it's going to be super easy to get.
Oh yeah, I think too. Like this card, I totally forgot what I was going to say. It does have a very cool epic as well. We'll go that route because I forgot what I was going to say about it. I'm trying to think of. I've seen a couple decks like trying out the Snow Fort item, and I don't remember the cost of it in green.
I think Snow Fort is a 3. Yeah, so it doesn't get around that. That item is really good. I like Snow Fort a lot. I don't know if dogs would play that over the Chromacon. It seems really good. Like
I've ran into one test ticket at least, and they got 3 of them down at one point, and it was pretty rough.
Yeah, even 2, because it reminds me of that clock behind you. Putting 2 of those down, like it makes math super hard. What am I trading with Genie and Elsa into? Probably nothing. You know, that Snow Fort card is going to be a problem. So unfortunately, this can't bounce that. I wish it could, but I still think this has a lot of utility. And disruption that you can do, and then like in Amethyst steel builds, it's another way to bounce your dock. Like
how much?
Who doesn't love that?
Flute was 2, right? I'm thinking Infinity here.
Flute was 2.
So like you could like activate a flute, play this, bounce it, replay the flute, activate it again, in like an aggro Amber Amethyst deck if you wanted to.
Yeah, totally good. And if you were in a spot where you need that 1 extra lore, why not?
I don't remember the last time Flute was played.
Set 3-ish, 4 maybe.
I definitely played with it for a hot second.
Flute was a card, man. That I think a lot of people like. If Flute was funny because when it came out, a lot of people discredited it right away, and they're like, "Oh, there's nothing." And then like whoever, DeCandia maybe, I don't remember who it was, but somebody like won a tournament with it, and like flutes were everywhere after that.
Oh yeah, no, they were crazy. You get 4 of those down, just gaining 4 for getting rid of a character and going up that high. It was crazy.
You know, we got a flute in steel now, right?
Whoa, do we do? What do you mean?
The Thunderquack.
I missed this card.
It is the Darkwing Duck. It's 3-drop inkable. Whenever a character is banished in a challenge, you can tap it to gain a lore. So it's basically a flute.
And it gives all your opponent's characters a villain.
Yeah, so there's synergizes with the Darkwing Duck that can challenge ready villains.
Really?
Ain't nothing like swinging into like a ready Cheshire Cat that's just sitting there.
That's nifty. I'm gonna have to look into that one.
Speaking of Sapphire,
yep,
we got Bell here. This card's got enchanted. I think this card is crazy.
I think this card is really, really good. I don't know if it's better in core or in Infinity. I think this card goes crazy. The fact that she can trigger herself, and while you're trading, you're inking at the same time. I think it'll put you in spots where you can have more resources in hand, you know, an alternate way of inking while dealing with the board and not running out of steam as quick. And she quests for 2, so like you're gonna turn her sideways and not be afraid to get rid of her, because as soon as she's banished, she's gonna ink herself too. In Infinity, I was thinking of lines like you play the 1-drop Chernobygs, Brooms, So like you'll go 1-drop bog, sail into another 1-drop, play this on 3, pop Chernabog, draw a card, banished, it inks itself, pop another one, draw a card, and like you're just turbo ramping. I think this, if someone's gonna figure something out where this card goes crazy. You play it into like a B prep, and now your whole board, instead of going to the discard pile, goes into your ink pile, and now you're flying.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. In core, right? Like depending on how meta defining Raging Storm ends up being and how prevalent it ends up being, this is a perfect like card for against the Raging Storm. Like they're gonna Raging Storm, or maybe even you do it to yourself, right? Like you're playing an Amber Sapphire, you're ramping up, you got her on board, you got your bodies on board, your opponent's like playing dogs or whatever, and then you're like, all right, Raging Storm, all their stuff goes to discard, all of your stuff just goes into your inkwell, and now you've ramped yourself a million cards, and now you can just play whatever.
Yeah, even into like green blue, into the M&M's malicious, mean, and scary combo. You're gaining a lot off that. So like if you know it's coming and you know you can't get out of it, you play this, and you're helping out your inkwell. So I think she's gonna find her way into a lot of Sapphire decks. I don't know how to really fit her into Blurple just yet, but she might be like a 2-off. I think Infinity, she's just way better. I think this card's super good.
Honestly, I didn't think about the blue-green matchup. If blue-green stays prevalent, and you see that Prince Philip shift target come down, and like
just boom,
throw her down.
Yeah. At least you're gaining something off the wipe, you know?
This card got a lot of hype when it was first revealed. A lot.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting card. The Marshmallow. Great stat line, 5/5. Unfortunately, uninkable again. Quest for 2. And I was thinking into like the dogs matchup. Like you play it, they see it, they know it's there. They can take their turn and quest for whatever. But now they only get to stand one character up next turn. It gives you more time, so like you're gonna make people think. I don't know if he will see play, but it's just another card that I thought was really cool, and it's another thinking card, like another something that your opponent is now the time I turn sideways. Can I keep filling a board up and progressing while only standing one character up next turn? You know. It's going to put the brakes on some decks, I believe.
Yeah, and honestly, there's, I think when it first started, I was talking about the line of this, like, so play this and then next turn Demona. Like,
that's pretty much crazy.
GG at that point.
Yeah, that I didn't even think about that. That is an excellent idea with the 6-drop Demona. You play this before that. Man, yeah, you could just, and then you have 2 turns on a locked board to deal with problem cards. And there's not much your opponent can do about it.
Basically, let it go, and
World's Greatest.
Yeah. World's Greatest, I think, is going to see a decent amount of play.
Are they ready? They're one character they have that can take care of this, right? And then they kind of have to swing into this.
Yeah, and at that point, that's a trade that you're willing to take. And if they have to trade more than one thing into it, like say they came in with something that has rush, but it can't hit for 5, and the one character they ready, now you're 2-for-1ing on the back. Like, I don't know. I think it's like I said, another card that's going to make your opponent think: is it safe to quest into this, or like you just said, am I about to get Demona next turn and get locked? Yeah, I think it could shut people out.
Yeah, because like I mean, if I'm playing like a deck, you know, and this comes down, and like, man, am I about to get demoted? Well, dang, I might need to play this Let It Go now, you know?
Yeah. Or you're thinking you're going to get demoted, and like, I'm sitting there and I know I don't have it, but they quest into it anyway, thinking they're going to get demoted, and now I don't have to play the Demona there.
Yep.
So mind games.
Yep. Always a big fan of some mind games. Oh, I clicked off of it again.
Oh, which one's this one?
Terran. Magically harmed.
Terran, okay.
You're picking all these uninkable Amethyst cards, man.
I know, it's a problem. All the good cards are uninkable. Like, great stat line, 5/5. It has rush.
Is it your first time?
Yeah. Well, no. If you saw any of my Amber Steel builds, I was on, I don't know, 18, 20 uninkables. So, yeah. they find their way to me. I thought this card was good because obviously the stat line, it has rush, take care of some characters that you just need, problem cards you need to get out of the way, and then into, I don't know how big discard manipulation is going to be. I've been seeing a lot of cards like if a card's removed from your discard, do such and such. The thing I was thinking about with this is the escape artist Lilos. Like when they become a hassle, just send them to the bottom. Now it's not a problem anymore. Like I thought that was really good. For dogs,
well, I mean, that's
boogeyman in my head.
That's better than having to waste a Hades or a Let It Go on them like we used to have to do.
Yeah, exactly. So if you see him in the discard and they didn't bring him back that turn, you have a chance to just out them. Like you're not outing board presence, but you're outing future board presence. I don't know how much. Like I said, manipulation of the discard is going to happen.
You know
into
what?
The future too.
If Circle of Life dogs becomes a thing,
yeah, exactly.
Like this also protects against that too.
Yeah, you see what they're setting up for, and you can play this and get rid of it before they get to bring it back. Like that's huge. That could ruin their whole game plan. Like I think there's a world where it may not be great right now, but it's something I'm gonna keep my eye on.
Depending on
it's not going right in the deck. Yeah, it's one of those tools. Yeah, exactly, it is a toolbox card depending on what's going on in the meta and how frequent manipulating discard becomes. This could be something you turn to. So it definitely caught my eye.
It's funny you've chosen these cards because all of these make your matchup into dogs better.
Yeah.
There's a theme here. It's
I don't like playing.
I'm glad you were able to detect it out.
Yeah.
All right.
And then here we go. And now we got Moana.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You take this one.
I was gonna say Moana's definitely one of those type of cards a lot of people are talking about. 5 cost 4/4. You can ink cards straight from your discard. So this is a new mechanic that's introduced to the game. It's a good body, 2 quester. It'll definitely contribute to hand sizes a lot differently than we've seen before.
Yeah, it's just another way to not burn out as quick. You get to keep the resources in your hand. Like that, the person with the most resources usually wins that game. Like the most things to do. So another way not to burn out. I won't have her in at the start, but because Blurple may not be the home for this one. This may be like maybe an Amber Sapphire card. I could see it in Blurple, but on 5, I kind of don't want to play this blind. You know what I mean? So it'd be more like you kind of set her up on a turn where you don't really need to commit too much to the board. You can have like an off turn.
She could be a good late game value engine too. Like you draw a couple cards, she's one of them, you put her down. Like I don't remember if it was before we started recording or after, but we were talking about how we're getting a lot of these effects that are similar to old cards that are gone, right?
Yeah.
So she's kind of, in my mind, it just kind of dawned on me, she's kind of like a Great Stone Dragon, right? Where when the decks that did have those, they play that later game and they're just like getting value off that stuff that's in the discard anyway. And that's allowing them to not have to ink from hand. And so she's kind of like that in that way. The cards have to be inkable, but it can be anything.
Yeah, exactly. It does still have to be inkable. You can't just take your uninkables and throw them in your inkwell, guys. Make sure you don't do that.
But like if you I don't know, like you are down. Let's say you're at like 5 ink, right? You just had a bad rough hand. You ended up at 5 ink, and let's say in Blurple, you pull a book, right? You draw 2 cards. She's one of them. The next turn, you can play her, and then you can start getting some extra ink without having to lose your tools in your hand.
100%. Another way not to burn out. So, it has a lot of utility. It's an inkable card. One of the ones that that's not uninkable that I haven't picked yet. And then the stat line is nothing to shake your head about. 4/4 quest for 2. I think it's just a great card.
Yeah, and I think too, once rotation happens again, we lose Sail, we lose Tipo, and so while we may not be looking so much at these new different ramp tools, now I think once we start to lose those ones that we've been using, these other ones are going to get a much deeper look at if they don't before then.
Right. Keep your eyes on these cards. They may not be great this moment, but down the line, it might be something that becomes a staple. You never know.
Eric used to be a zookeeper. What kind of chicken is Hey?
Rooster.
Sure.
I don't know what species.
I was just asking.
What state is he from?
Common rooster.
Hey, he's the common red-beaked, yellow-breasted street rooster found in the wilds of Tijuana. I don't know.
I don't know birds like that. I'm a cat person.
Oh,
well, I'm not going to ask you about Pua then.
No,
Pooh was a cat, right?
that's a weird looking cat.
All right, so Oliver from Oliver and Company. What kind of cat is that?
Bro, you're expecting me to see these movies?
Bro.
No.
Is that the white cat? I don't even know what cat that is.
Mm-mm.
Why are you setting me up for failure? Next slide.
You got home.
I'll say this: Oliver and Company's not in the game yet, but when it does, it has like one of the hardest songs in a Disney movie. Why Should I Worry? And I want that as like a song. And
What would it do?
I feel like it's got to be like either prevents your. At first, I thought maybe like a prevents your opponent from challenging. Or it prevents like your opponents from questing, right? It's one or the other. So it's like you sing it and then it's Why Should I Worry? Because you can't do anything next turn or you can't do something next turn.
Taking notes to Candio if you hear this.
Right?
Sounds like a pretty good card.
Also, the song's a banger.
Can't go wrong there.
Let me see if I can cue this up while y'all talk about the next card.
Ooh, this one might be my favorite one coming in.
Yeah, Pete's a pretty good value engine.
Yeah, 5-drop Pete, 5/5 body, boost 1. Develop your brain on a body every turn. This thing just is insane value the longer he sticks around. I honestly can't believe he's inkable.
I lost my. Sorry, keep going. I'm sorry.
You're good. I think one of the things that I would like, I wanted in Blurple, but I never really stuck with them were the develops. Like scrying through your deck and finding the cards that you need earlier and just sending the bad cards to the bottom is huge. And I sometimes I wish I leaned into that more. Like there's some games, even just locals or even at the DLC where I'm like, man, I wish I didn't have this depot right now. Or I had to develop to send him to the bottom and the card under it was the Demona I needed. Like I think this card is going to get you there. I think Sapphire decks are going to run 4 of this. No matter what color pairing you're playing, like just getting to your good cards quicker is never bad. And then having a 5/5 stat line, like this can trade into pretty much everything. If it's gonna get traded into, it's probably a 2-for-1. Like there's not a ton of 5/5 attackers that are low cost. Like you have to send a Calhoun and a Hook, or a Calhoun and a Lexington,
or
that
against Hades, and now you have a million ink, right?
Yeah, like I don't see any downsides on running this card.
I can see
it's just super good.
The Yago, the 2-drop 0/2 Yago against Challenger 5. I can see that being played more, just because of this.
Yeah, that's a great card. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. But yeah, this card, it might be. To me, it could be the best card in the set.
I mean,
like everyone,
the longer it sits on board,
really good.
You get more and more value, not just from the card you're drawing.
Yeah.
But like it goes from being a draw a card to a develop to a vision of the future to I'm gonna pick and choose hand pick a card out of my deck.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then if you can, the longer he stays or the more copies you play, and then you can do it multiple times a turn. There could become a point where the cards you saw, now you know what's coming in what order, so you're stacking your deck, but like legally with this card.
We used to do.
I think that's super valuable.
We used to do a Visions in the Item Queen back in the day.
Yep. So this is an auto 4-in off the start.
I agree. I was trying to get it to where I could share system audio to play Why Should I Worry, but then I broke the slideshow, so we're just not gonna.
That's all good.
That's your homework, Oceans. Speaking of songs,
we have the most popular. That's a lie. One of Letting Go is easily the most popular. Very well known Frozen song. Do you want to build a snowman? So this card gives your opponent the opportunity to choose if you gain 3 lore, or if they put a character on the bottom of their deck.
It's a song. I know it's uninkable. Shocker, another uninkable card that I picked. It's another card that is going to make your opponent think. I like the cards that make your opponent have to say yes or no. Like the Hades from last set was really good. Decision making. your opponent's having to make decisions on your turn. We don't have a lot of that right now. You know, there's no hand traps like in Yu-Gi-Oh, where you're playing around things. Gaining 3 out of nowhere is never bad. And if they want to put a character card from the board, like that's one less character on board. That's perfect. I either Hades for free or just gain 3 lore. I like either one of those.
Let's say I have no character on board. You turn 2 angeled. The next turn you're singing this. I can choose no, even if I don't have a character, I believe.
Yeah, well, there's spots where it wouldn't work. Like I don't think anyone's not going to commit something to the board because they're playing around build a snowman.
No, I'm turn 2 ramping. Yeah. I didn't see a 1-drop. That's what happened.
Oh, well, you know,
you're trying to just give 3 lore. You're like,
I'm gonna play it when you play your genie next turn or whatever.
You're rule sharking me. You're like, you don't have a character, so you got to say yes.
No, I would never do that. But the fact that it's a song, it helps out with the uninkability, and you know, like I said, it's a card that's making my opponent think when I play it. Like, can I afford to give him 3 lore right now, or can I afford to get rid of one of these characters? And if you have a plan to out another character after you sing this, like that, now you're taking 2 things out because he chose wrong or she chose wrong, instead of just giving me the 3 lore. Like it's almost where everyone started auto saying draw 2 to Hades last set. Sometimes that was not the right play. Sometimes it was to bottom deck the target, you know? I think this is another one of those cards.
I definitely think I think it was Habibi said he's like not ready for everybody to be singing this at locals.
He's gonna have fun. I could guarantee the whole room is gonna be singing. And here's another one. We got Colors of the Wind.
I think this, like, if we have, I imagine we've got some more Duel Links coming out, you know, at some point. And I think these, when the Duel Links are meta relevant, this card sees even more value.
Yeah. It's a card, so it's an action song, so I can sing this, 4 cost, inkable. Each player reveals a card from their deck and then draw a card for the different ink types that are shown. So at worst, this is a draw 1, which, yeah, that sucks. But sometimes that's the way it's going to go into playing against the same ink colors or mirror matches. The upside right now is you could possibly draw 3. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I can sing it. So coming from Amber Steel, playing stuff for free, I love that. I get to use my ink now to develop another character and draw cards at the same time.
Play Genie on 4, sing this the next turn when Elsa comes down. Yeah.
The line that I'm thinking of is Genie, draw a card, sing this the following turn, drop a Pete instead of Elsa, because now my Genie's not helping the trade. If I have the Basil and I could take the trade with Elsa, sure, I'll drop the Elsa. But now I have time to set the Pete, and then the next turn, I'm scrying a card, and maybe the Elsa and the Genie can take something out the following turn. You know,
pretty good.
There's a lot of things. So right now, this is going to take the place of my guidebooks just to try. It may not be the right choice, but it's something I definitely want to look into. Yeah.
Well, I think it's not a bad call either, because I do expect a lot of item hate in the meta initially for like the Chromacon, the Snow Forts, things like that. So it's not a bad idea to move off the guidebooks and just try it.
Yeah. And like I said, at worst, you draw 1 card. It's going to suck. It's going to happen. But most of the time, you should be drawing 2. So and the fact that it's a song and I don't have to commit my ink to playing it, and I could sing this for free with my Genie or whatever 4-cost character that I played and develop something else at the same time is massive in my eyes.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to revisit my Why Should I Worry song idea really quick, because now that I've had a second to think about it, I'm going to make it broken, okay? So it should be Dual Link, Sapphire and Steel.
Okay.
We'll say like 4 or 5 costs around there somewhere, right? What it does is until the start of your next turn, all of your characters gain ward and they can't be challenged. So it's like,
let's make it more broken.
So it's
never mind. Don't print this card.
You can make it like a 5 or 6 cost uninkable, right? Like, because we have the Restoring Atlantis where like characters can't challenge, and I think it's a 5 cost uninkable. and
Yes.
then ward is kind of a thing. So it's kind of like a sardine can kind of deal. It's just for one turn.
Yeah, let's put it in blue steel. That sounds great.
Well, those are
Sounds
steel.
like if I made a card, how broken it would be.
I was saying you can make it a dual link, right?
I'm like, let's make a 4-cost, deal 6 everything. That's fair. Let's just do it.
I mean, we could do. Your opponent can't play actions and can't challenge next turn. I don't know.
I mean, sounds broken.
I think we need more cards in the game that say you pay 1 in X and it does X damage to like 4 characters or something.
You create a token with 17 willpower that's bodyguard, and it has to be targeted for all ability. No, I'm kidding. Moving on. Sapphire, let it go.
Dude, it's
Let
my
it
favorite
goes
card.
back.
The best card in the game.
Yeah, this is better than Unknown. You can sing it. It's another copy of Hades. Yeah, we've seen the card pre-rotation. It's just a great card, and I thought it was a great reprint to bring back.
Yeah, 100%.
In my testing, this makes Blurple so unbearably frustrating to play against because their entire deck says draw a card or put it to your inkwell, and that is it.
Yep.
Brother, we might just have to play Pete or, the Pete song. And keep the ancient ways. Or we can play Why Should I Worry, and it won't matter.
Yeah. So yeah, not too much to say on this one. I think it's just a great card. And whoever stocked up on DLC promos, good job.
All right, one more go at Why Should I Worry. We'll make it a board wipe, and just everything goes in the inkwell.
I think that's going to be a card that's going to come in the future at some point. I could see it.
I mean, we already have it.
Wait, we have Spooky Sight.
No, but everything, items, locations, like it's just a whole.
Like a farewell
Yeah,
Okay, that'd be fun.
for all those people who know Magic cards.
Brian played Magic in 20 years, so like half the time y'all name cards, and I'm like,
No, farewell says like exile all creatures, all enchantments, all items, and I think all graveyards. So it's like all that's just removed from the game now.
Oh, that's crazy.
Why should I worry? Take your opponent's deck, throw it in the trash, contemplate your life choices, win the game. I don't know. And now we're being silly.
Great ideas.
Tiny Tips Crutch.
All right.
Functional reprint.
Yep. This one's a weird one, I know, because we had the Scepter.
I see it.
I forget. Is that set 1 or set 2?
Scepter of Arendelle, yeah.
Yeah, I think that one.
Yeah. The reason I put this here, and it's silly, it's very, very situational timing that came up in like a lot of testing, was you use your Basil and it usually gets traded out, and sometimes there were spots where like I need that little extra push to clear a character with my Elsa, but I still need to quest this genie. And I honestly, if I had this, I'd probably put a copy in. It could bail you out of some spots late game. It's more like a comfort thing in my head. I don't think it'll see a lot of play, but it's Tiny Tim. You got to give him a shout out.
Yeah, I mean, thematically, a crutch does give you support.
Yeah. So little extra nudge in the right direction.
Yeah. Little pun there. This card.
Yeah.
Magical Inkcaster. Exert, pay 3, play character with 5 costs or less for free. They gain rush at the end of turn of their bench. We had a Madame Mim, or was it Pinocchio that had an effect like this?
Yeah, it was Madam Nim, the shift one.
Madam Mim. So my thought with this one was Hades, the 5-drop Hades. You have this in play already, right? You target something, let them decide. So you're either gaining 2 or they're getting rid of a card. And now that Hades also has rush to trade into something else.
Okay.
Doesn't seem too bad. Other 5-drops, obviously you can do this with 2, just playing them out a turn earlier. They go away, but like weird little things. It may not be great right now. This is one of those cards. But it's an idea card. Like there could be things down the line that would make this really good playing something out early like that. But that Hades interaction was some that was an idea.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm double checking the cost on a card before I bring it up really quickly. I'm probably wrong, but
Is it a Sapphire or Steel card? What?
where is it? I'm looking at the app. Did I pass it? Oh, no, never mind. That's a 7 cost. I was thinking of like the Wreck-It Ralph, the new one. I just didn't know the cost off the top of my head. The ruby one?
The one that kind of like B preps the board
Yeah,
for
when it's banished.
Yeah.
But anything that you
That-
have that has a banish effect, like this card could be used to abuse that.
Yeah, it's got some utility. It's a very interesting card. So something to keep an eye on.
I think you could see this in green purple as well. So there's that new Chernobog, and it's like when it's played, you can shuffle your opposing character, a character your opposing opponent has, like into their deck, and then they put something from their discard on the battlefield instead. And so like if they don't have anything in their discard, being able to cheat this out early, you could go 2 for 1, they're bored, and you're in a pretty good state.
That's not a bad idea.
Possibility.
This Chernobog is just like a reverse fairy godmother.
No, I think that card's pretty good.
I just looked it up. I wasn't familiar. I think this is the last of the cards that you were excited for.
Yeah, I got other cards I'm excited for in Amber and Steel, but I kind of like stuck to the theme on Blurple for this one.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going to be starting at the set. So
Speaking of, this is where we're at.
yep. So my favorite ones, that I wanted to put in was obviously Pete. I think that card's really good. So that was an auto 4. I wanted to play the Tigger for a lot of the early aggro that we'll probably see in the beginning of the set and just disrupt boards. And then Sven, because I think it's just a good card, just instantly out whatever problem on the other side. And it has all the taglines. Worst comes to worst, you can just play it. It doesn't do anything right away. You can trigger Dumbo's ability with it. The other thing we did was, like I mentioned earlier with Color of the Wind, I swapped out the guidebooks for this just to try it. Like I said, it may not be the final play or like the
Correct
what
move.
fits better. Yeah. But to test it out early, I'd rather know. So we take out what we know works, put something in, and try it out. Let It Go was an easy 2 of. Insert that. We can cut down on the unknown a little bit. And it's just extra Hades copies. Like you could sing it. It's a great card. And then what we did was we just went higher on the Cheshire Cat count, where we cut some of the bells and trimmed around. We also got rid of Iago. With all the aggro running around, especially in the beginning of the set, Iago may not be the best choice because I think people are going to be playing Fire the Cannons, Twin Shot, like a whole bunch of other actions.
Twin Fire, shout out.
Twin Fire, there we go, that one. The cards like that I think are going to be played earlier in the set, so Iago makes its way out, and then depending on how the meta shakes up, maybe he makes his way back in. But even with him gone, you're still covered with Sven, I believe. So yeah, that's kind of where we're going to start at the set, and if we need to tweak some more, we'll go from there. But I think this was a pretty good starting place.
No, I agree. I think it's definitely a great start, and it looks like a lot of your lines are going to be very similar. You've got a couple spicy things to try out.
Yeah,
I do like how the End of the Unknown kind of ups your little bit. Your chance of Color of the Wind's getting you 3 to 4 cards as opposed to just 2. I mean, brother, there'll probably be a list that wins the CCQ that looks just like this. To be honest,
hey, who knows? They might take it right off this video, right there, bang.
if you do,
Wins Baltimore.
you gotta tag Freddy.
Yeah, if you win with this list, tag me. But yeah, I think it's just a great starting spot. Like you're doing, like you said, I'm doing a lot of the same things. We got a couple new toys to play with, and we tinker and test from there. I think Blurple's still going to be really strong next set. I know everybody's really worried about aggro, but Cheshire Cat is still a card. Like, turn sideways, please.
No, we're playing Maid Marian. We're sending that damage right back. Probably not, but
I think this list doesn't really actually struggle with aggro. You got your Fiki into like a Sail Basil, and then you go Tigger, bounce something, and then you Elsa something, and then you're like playing your Hades, and then you're like, oh no, I draw cards. I'm gonna into the Endeavor, let it go something. It's it's just insane.
And then Demona right behind.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it obviously, when aggro pops, it's gonna pop. You're not gonna have the line every time, but you're well situated to disrupt early, contest early and then
Grind it out.
pile on at the end. With your top end. So I think the list is pretty solid. You know, obviously counts are going to change, like, and things are going to come in and out. But just to start, you kind of got an answer for a lot of things. You're not really weak into any situation, really. I mean, I think blue-green's still probably the boogeyman for this deck, because it's sometimes when you get comboed, it's just the end of the world. I think this is where I want to be, and then we'll test and tune from there.
Yeah, I think it's a solid early pick, man. I really do. Like I said, I would not be surprised to just see this win a CCQ, or if I'm in Ghent and I come across a list that's exactly like this, I will be cursing your name, Freddy.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be like, Freddy told me don't play Godmother, and I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you gotta just play Tigger and Pete. You're good. Trust.
Got it.
For sure. Well, we do thank you for sharing like the cards you're definitely excited about and the first set list, like when it does release. Now we're curious on, like, do you have any shout outs specifically with like your testing partners, people who got you to Richmond, your success in Richmond?
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. You know, this was a lot of fun. Definitely would love to come back on in the future.
Absolutely, brother.
Just chop it up. We could talk about cards, whatever. But yeah, shout out to the team. Everyone on the Illuminati, like Gabe, specifically Gabe. From the Inkcasters, we had Matt and Zeke. Like, I put in so many rounds with those guys. We were playing 6 hours a day, every day, just nonstop. And like toward the end, we really nailed down with me and Nazif and Gabe. Gabe played dogs into me forever. So like having all those reps into it and then playing that many rounds of dogs at Richmond. Like, if I didn't have that practice, I wouldn't have made day 2. I would have been out probably round 4. But yeah, no, shout out to the team, everybody on it. Like, we got such a good testing group down in South Florida. Like, even at locals, you've been down there, man. Everybody's a killer. You try to goof off at locals sometimes, but like, people come to play. Mm-hmm. So like, never really take an off day.
Bro.
Yeah.
Florida, Georgia, I don't know, man. I know they're having that big debate on Twitter about who's got like the densest of like the best players. But like, I just feel like from Georgia and Florida together, like we got quite a bit in this area, like in the 2 states.
100%. I totally agree with that. We got so many hitters down here. It's kind of crazy. I know that little Twitter beef. Everybody's doing the map with the circles and stuff. I think the southeast. We make a run. Mm-hmm. We could probably run the gauntlet on everybody.
That's why they had to give us 2 separate circles, because there's too much. They're too powerful together.
They had to split us up, right?
They're like all of Canada versus like one city, right? But no, shout out to BB and them. Nothing against Canadian players. I love those guys. But
even just like the West Palm Beach to Miami group of people, there's so many good people.
Yeah, it's quite the group we got down here. Like I said, shout out all of South Florida, the team, you guys. Shout out to the wife who puts up with all my shenanigans and lets me go out at least 2 days a week playing cards, or I'm upstairs in my room just grinding on Discord cam games. You know, yeah, like. There's probably people I'm missing right now, but you know, it was a lot of work to get to Richmond. So if you don't think you can do it, I'm here to tell you can. When it's your day, it's your day. You may not win the whole thing, but I think everyone who puts in the work and the time to like really practice, you're gonna do really well in this game. There's a lot of talented players that may not have as much time right now, but when they do, like, watch out. Like Gabe's been casting so much. Wait till he stops casting for a while and really puts in some reps. Like, he whoops my butt on practicing all the time. Him and Nazif put me through the ringer. So like, there are players out there that don't be surprised if you see him in top cuts. Like, they may not look, but have the pro look or whatever it is, you know, or like the edge stare. But we got killers down
here.
Hey
man, that's part of what we want to do, man. We want to bring people on, highlight them, because not everybody's a known quantity, right?
Yeah.
it's like football, right? Any given Sunday, any day can be your day.
100%. Like, what is it? What's it? Forrest, another Florida guy. He made top 32 too. I forget where he finished. I don't think he made top 16, but he's that guy is like wicked smart. And I've only got to play against him once, thank God, because he was on dogs and I was praying not to run into him in the top cut. But it was so much fun seeing him because like I don't get to see him often, and I've seen him at like the last 2 times was PPG Orlando. I met him at SSG back in the day on some wild stuff. And then when we were making Top Cut, me and him, I was 28, he was 29. So like that was so cool to see that both of us made it up there. And then our other friend up in West Palm, Dylan Crowley, he made top 8. So like we had some killers from Florida making Top Cut, man. Like we're out there.
That's awesome.
We're not going away.
It's funny you said Forrest because we invited him on like 2 episodes ago, and he shouted you out. Yeah. He was like,
me and Forrest got a little special bond, man.
Yeah, he was talking about the dog story.
Yeah. It was kind of crazy. So early last year, I had to put my dog Forrest down, and it could have been a couple days after we had the SSG event that I believe is the one Jeremy won. With the Blue Steel Items build, and my round 1 opponent was Forrest, and I saw the tag on what was it, Melee, and it was like something Bubba Gump or whatever. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's a cool name. And then I'm cordial when we sit down. If I don't know you, I extend my hand. I say, hey, I'm Freddy. What's your name? And he was like, Forrest. And I was like, huh? What did you say your name was? And he's like, Forrest. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. This is crazy. So like if you go watch that game back, there's probably a video on YouTube or something. I had a mask on, thank God, because like I was rocked. I was shook. I couldn't believe that that was his actual name. And like I'm sitting there like kind of like fumbling my cards, shaking a little bit because it was like crazy. 3 days after. It was a wild story. So it was like just an extra, in a weird way,
extra bond.
Yeah, it was wild. It was seriously nuts. And then like now I see him at these events, so it's just really cool. It's really cool. And then we both top the same event and then have our names right next to each other. I took that paper off the wall as soon as the round was over, and I slipped it in my backpack. Like it's going up on a frame in the room. It was super cool. And I sent a picture to my wife after it happened. I was like, look who it is. And she's like, no way, is that him? Is it the same Forrest? I was like, yeah, it's crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, shout out Forrest, man. That dude's really cool.
Yeah, I fortunately did not get to make it down to any of the SSG events to meet all you guys. So maybe one day I'll get down there for something. But
yeah. Well, it seems like Triad's firing stuff now, so that'll probably be the bigger store in South Florida.
Yep, they have an event coming up on February 21st. I'll be your judge for the evening. Come on down, play for, I believe it's 5 cases. Yeah, that's what it says, and it's scalable. Yeah, and some of the guys on the team, like Hector and Matt and Kylie, are putting out some promo codes on X, so you can get a little discount, shave some money off your entry fee. But yeah, it definitely try to come down for one of those. If this one pops off, I don't see why they wouldn't do another one.
Freddie, me and Ocean's going to go hang out in some Disney parks. I think that's going to become a regular thing here soon. We're going to do some team bonding, at Disney World. So, bro, I know you got a season pass too. Come on in. Let's hang out, bro.
Me and the team are literally going tomorrow for the quest in Epcot. 100%. Got an annual pass. So anytime you guys are in town, give me a heads up. I'll meet you up here. It's not that bad of a ride. 3.5 hours, and we could go drink around the world, eat around the world, hit some rides, play some cards. It's a vibe.
I'm gonna take you up on that. We're flying out of Orlando to go to Ghent, and so we're gonna come down a couple days early and do the park a day or two early.
Okay.
Maybe some last minute Ghent testing. You can tell me Godmother's bad. We can change some cards out. Hang out.
Sounds like a plan, man.
Sounds good. You got anywhere people can find you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm on X. It's Freddy Rivera 22. I'm trying to post more. I never really used it as like a platform or anything. Like I have Facebook and Instagram, but like that's just more for like scrolling and looking at funny stuff. If you are gonna catch me, it'd be on X. be also on Discord. I forget exactly what my Discord name is, but if you're in like the South Florida chats, you could just at me there. But yeah, mainly just text.
Okay, awesome. Well, we'll make sure we'll tag you in the post for it and all that.
Sweet.
Well, brother, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. It's been fun chopping it up with you. I look forward to doing it again in the future. I guess I won't really see it in any DLCs unless maybe it's indie or I make it to Nat. So we'll try for that.
Yeah, 100%. You'll get those Nats invite, boys. Come on.
But we try to get European Nats, right?
I mean, that's good too. If you go that route, then we got to meet in Worlds.
That's right.
We can make that happen.
We can do it. But everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, here at Additional Ink, we believe that there's plenty of space at the table for everybody. There's plenty of ink to go around, and there's room for everybody. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please do. And we'll see you next time for your next drop of Additional Ink.
Take care.